You are now listening to a Doc Martin production.
Get those nerds! Frackin' nerds!
They say the meek will inherit the earth. We say the nerds are already in control. Welcome to the Frackin' Nerds, episode number 293. I'm your host, Doc Martin, and joining me, let's start, let's see. Oh, looks like we've got some new stuff in the background, so I'm very excited. He has no light on his face, but the light in the background, that's our own from the East Coast. It's our own Joshua, sorry. Hi, Joshua. What's going on there? There's
Holy shit, I honestly thought you were going with class.
No,
I didn't
no.
I'm doing a Vanna White over here. I'll shut up.
Hi, Joshua.
Hey, what's going on, person with a haircut, Doc Martin?
It is. You're correct. It is a haircut there. So, yes, thank you. Are you
like
doing
I'm like
well?
fucking Josh Brolin in fucking Deadpool 2. Yeah, I'm all right. Just relaxing, getting ready to podcast.
Excellent. And then we'll go over to the Indiana side. He craves it. He was up in Cincinnati just recently. It's our own Chris Class who's craving that toy hunt. Class, what's going on?
Absolutely. Just admiring that haircut. He said Cable looked like Josh Brolin. I thought it looked like Deathstroke from the Snyder Cut.
Oh yeah. I'll take both of them. I'm fine with that.
All right.
Take both of them. Yes.
Yeah, he'll take that compliment, right?
It could be much worse. So yes, I'll definitely go with it.
I kind of.
But the funny part is, it's less gray than what both of them have.
That is true.
Yeah. Well, fuck you. And I kind of wish I was there when you were just gelling it back like you always do before every show. Like, like what were you doing?
No, this has been since 8:00 in the morning. This is it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good product.
I've got my product game down. It's 2 products, one to set it up and one to form it to where it at least has some movement, but it's not crunchy or anything like that. So yeah.
Wow, I'm impressed. I didn't think you would know more.
Thank you.
Wow, good shit. Thank
you. No,
so
I don't just throw just random shit in my hair. I know how I style it and form it and get it going. So yeah, you can't just pull this cut off without knowing what you're doing. So hey, yeah, it's a beauty tips from your own Doc Martin.
What shampoo do you use?
Oh, fucking whatever cleans my body too. I'm not that bougie. Not that bougie.
Yeah. Motherfucker uses Zest.
All 3 in 1. I don't care if it's wrong for me. I just use it right.
So let's get this straight. When it comes to styling, he knows he has a preference. But when it comes to washing, fuck that. 3 in 1, mouthwash, body wash, hand wash.
He goes straight from the asshole to the head to the armpits.
That's
to the
right.
face. It don't matter. Hopefully not in that order, but you know.
No. You're always supposed to wash from top down. That's how you do it. You wash from top down.
There you go. White front to back. You know. Oh, that's for women. Never mind.
It's probably for guys too.
I mean, you know.
Definitely don't want any shit.
You got a small ureter. But you know. Yeah, Doc, you also styling with that shirt too. Look at that thing. Vintage.
Yes, I was going through some of my stuff, getting rid of things, and I saw this. So if anybody has checked out Headlock Gear, I don't know, are they still up? I know the guy who created it's still around, but like, can you still find Headlock Gear stuff on the web?
Yeah. I think you can go on prowrestlingtees.com/headlockgear and start order shit. So people order it and I'll get $7 a shirt, so hook a brother up.
There you go.
That's how much you get?
That's all I would. Yeah, well, that's the way that works. They would charge. I forgot how much they charge, but it in the long run, when I ended up going with Headlock Gear, I was out of pocket, nothing at that point. So I would just come up with a design, send it to them, and then every shirt I would get $7 a pop. So I was like, all right. Whereas I would make double that. But I was out of pocket. I always had to like come up with sizes, and I would have overstock, and I would always have it was always a pain in the ass when I had to get the production done on my own, unless I was traveling. But then I would call up Pro Wrestling Tees if I went to shows, and I'd be like, oh, let me put in an order for like 50. And then I would get it like that. And then I would make a little more money that way. But yeah, you just buy it on the website. And that's what a lot of those people get, like about $7 a shirt. But I would always charge mine a little less. So some of those other guys, they probably get about $8.
I just want
Like
to
Danhausen.
point out that Headlock Gear has not sponsored this show at any point. So whenever Clash decides to throw some cash, then so no, just a free plug for our friend. Yes, I think you had one of the last AJ Styles shirts created before he went to the WWE, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, you could see that same kind of style on some of his early shirts. I do. I still have a text where I was like, I hit him up though, and I was like, "Hey, bro," I was like, "You want to use any of that shit? Go right ahead, man."
There you go.
He never replied, but he did come out with a shirt.
This is AJ getting the text. Who the fuck is Chris?
Hey, by the way, Vince, I got a new design. Look at this. What do you think? Hey, Alberto Del Rio stole a design of mine.
Really?
Whoa! I gotta hear about this one.
There was one that was way similar. It was a very kind of a common type of design that it was a Headlock Gear design, and Alberto Del Rio came out with one like a month later, and I was like, that's suspicious timing, but not like he ever ordered one, so fuck it.
That's what you think, Pedro.
Right, Pedro cabron.
Well, guys, on today's show, MST3K has another Kickstarter. You can get an Xbox mini fridge, and what is going on with Lil Nas X? So we'll talk about that. But first up, i.am is getting into the face mask game, and I think he's coming in just a little too late. He is working on a $300 HEPA face mask with ANC earphones built in. The former Black Eyed Peas, I'd say former, right? Like they're not around anymore, right? Former Black.
You don't have to say former because there's not. Former would indicate there's more. There's still a Black Eyed Peas around, so.
But there's not. That's what I'm saying. He's a former Black Eyed Peas. Like they're. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm always, and we'll get into that story. Is and I just want to roll on this tangent. Is I never understand when people go, well, I'm retired from music. I'm retired from acting. Are you? Because you're just not doing anything. Like I don't think you're done until you die. Correct? Because you could always get back into it. You're never fully retired. If Class retires from nursing, he's not going back to do any more nursing. He's not like going to go, oh, one day maybe I just want to go work back in the hospital. No, I think he'd be done.
Yeah, people have done that, though. People have done that.
What's that?
Yeah. I actually work for a doctor now that they had a retirement party for him last year. I worked with them 2 days ago. Like, that dude's still working, man.
Well, no, but that's retiring from a business. But, like, if you're an artist,
not from a practice necessarily.
You're never officially retired, I would say.
No,
he's awesome, man. Oh, go ahead, Joshua. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying people could officially retire and not go back. Like, who's to say a guy who retires from a sport and then like Jordan retired from fucking basketball and then he came back? So, you can stay retired or you could go back. It's easy to stay retired. It's easy to go back too.
Yeah, wrestlers don't stay retired. Every time they, every time they need that money or they miss that fame, they go back and do a shitty indie show.
Yeah,
that's fucked up. ROH is
what? It's not. Is that? Am I wrong with what I say?
Unless you're Ric Flair, right?
Ric Flair, Mick Foley, all those guys. Even Shawn Michaels. Even Shawn Michaels was like never having a match, and then came back and all bald, and it just. I mean, not that I don't have anything against bald. I'm actually jealous of Doc and all his product, but I'm just saying, even Shawn Michaels came back. So,
see. Well,
has there been someone that's retired that hasn't come back? Bret Hart had a stroke, retired, and came back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that they came back well, but yeah.
Did Bruno Sammartino stay retired? Because I feel like I never seen him wrestle.
Well, he died.
Well, remember, we got WrestleMania coming up, right? With the Rumble, don't they always do that Celebrity Rumble where Iron Sheik is barely getting down he can't even walk down there and he just gets up and he just pushes the guy.
No, they don't do that anymore. But I think the Bruce Sammartino, after he was done, I never saw him do another wrestling match.
All right. So he's the exception to the rule.
No,
and the only reason Iron Sheik won that thing, Doc, is because he was too old. He couldn't take a bump over the top. So they're like, Sheik, you're gonna win it.
Yeah.
What year was this?
The gimmick battle royal at WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, couldn't he done a Maven thing and rolled out and just disappeared, take her running after him, and we never see Maven again?
Nobody knows what
That's
you're
a good
referencing,
point.
though.
Oh, nobody knows that reference,
Yeah,
the
that-
Maven
that was-
reference?
That was 2002 Royal Rumble.
I think that's what I gave up
Royal
watching.
Rumble of all time.
Gave up watching.
Yeah.
This. No, 2002. No, yeah,
That was
I was still in it because I was still working in the business. So okay.
Yeah, you
So
had a
it's-
little card that had that date on it. I thought.
That's yes. I'll show it right here. Where this is my claim to fame is when I worked an OVW show and we shot with Mark Cuban. If you can't read OVW and WWF,
That's dope.
and then a little known now actor, John Cena, was with us too as we shot. So Mark Cuban, Kenny
It
Bolin.
just so happens, it just happens that that's right there, so you can grab it and show like, the one wrestling memorabilia I have. And then I worked with Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, and John Cena too.
Coming out with a brand new movie.
Former wrestler John Cena.
Yeah, the guy that's going to be Peacemaker in the upcoming. Yeah.
No, he's going to be John Cena doing Peacemaker.
I've worked with a number of people that have worked with James Gunn. It's very interesting. Well, again, the i.am face mask is going to be teamed up with Honeywell, created in partnership with Hollywood costume designer Jose Fernandez, who's behind the SpaceX spacesuits that we talked about a while back. And you don't need to be listening to me there, phone. And it's going to have...
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. It's going to have with dual 3-speed fans, a HEPA filter. It also had LG's wearable air purifier, and then it has the a Bluetooth 5.0 connectivity, a microphone, active noise cancellation, and then lights for it. Do you feel like he comes at the wrong time of doing this?
No.
Yeah.
You think? Oh, so Joshua, you think like this is like something that's going to sell well?
I don't think it's going to sell well, but who's going to? He said it's $300, right?
Yeah.
Does it disinfect my face every time I put it on?
No, but it keeps the germs out.
Yeah, well, then $300 for a mask that I could get a fucking headband for.
I think Joshua just answered that question where he said he felt like this would work, but we all decided he came in way too late on this.
No. I just think people are stupid to buy it, but a majority of people, I'm not saying it's going to be successful. I'm just saying it'll sell, but it's not going to be like.
I mean, it's not like we're talking about Nikes with the drop of blood in them or anything like that. So,
but that's not Nike though.
No, it's not Nike. There's an eBay app that soon will allow you to use image recognition to automate listing trading cards. Right now, if you've got a Magic the Gathering cards and you want to sell them, or if you've got a Mark Jackson with the was it Hernandez?
Menendez.
The Menendez, yes, Menendez brothers. I don't think they've got sports cards yet. But yeah, you could go on there because there's so many cards have been updated and it'll give you a listing. They say it's quicker than actually manually putting all that information. You just take a photo of it, boom, it pops a listing of it. So then you kind of see what pricing is and everything else and it gives you a good idea of where you're at. Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards are going to be the next ones coming up. So if you've ever wanted to kind of sell your cards, maybe you got way too many or you've got way too many duplicates, eBay is going to be making it much easier to sell.
You know, right now, for whatever reason, a lot of those Marvel Universe cards, not necessarily like some of them out of the package or whatever, are selling for quite a few bucks, like the holograms and things like that. But a lot of that, dude, look up prices for like the first series, like the sealed box, or even some of those packs. Dude, they're through the roof. And it's just one of those things that like it was almost overnight. And it happened about 6 months ago. Marvel Universe cards just started going crazy. Like, I don't know how. I have a couple sets of, I think, Series 3 that I thought about throwing up on eBay because, I mean, they're not as much. Like, you can throw up a whole set and they're worth quite a bit. But, like, you find those packs, dude, that's a fucking hot commodity right now, man. So I wonder if that's part of it.
We were weird. Did somebody's
Someone's
computer come on or something like that?
I don't know. Someone's house is haunted.
Joshua, I posted, what was that, yesterday? I posted in our Facebook group chat, and I was going through, as I was cleaning this room up and continuing, I opened up a box, and there was the card box, like the short boxes for comics, that I had the 1990s Fleer and Hoops basketball. And that's the one that had the Mark Jackson with the Menendez brothers in there, which I think if I get it graded for a good grade, and it's in really good shape, that's like $140, and there's a Jordan in there that's like $500 if I can get it graded. So I was quite surprised by it. But I got to get them graded, though. Apparently, they're not doing grading at the moment for anything cheap, so I'll have to wait.
The Menendez brothers, weird. The Killers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you not seen that card?
No.
I'll post it right now on the show so anyone can see it. But yes, I pulled it. I was searching like what 1990s cards are worth anything, and they're like, oh yeah, the Mark Jackson one with the Menendez brothers that are sitting there. I think their parents are dead in the house when they're at that game, is what I remember.
My god!
No, how would they? That was at New York, bro. They killed their parents in Los Angeles.
But I think it was around that same time.
No, it was after the fact.
All right.
They were apparently after they killed their parents and they thought it was a burglar. They were getting the insurance money and all that stuff, and they were living their best lives. I think they were like living it up for like a month and a half, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, that card's crazy, dude.
I know.
They're just sitting there chilling. One with a baseball hat, the other one with that fake wig that he had.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know.
I wonder how much if that's worth more than the Billy Ripken fuckface card.
I don't know. How much is the Billy Ripken fuckface?
Nah, I don't think it was that much. Joshua, you're an Orioles fan. You should be able to tell us.
Nah, my history for the Orioles is from Ripken and Jr., Cal Ripken Jr. and below. So, okay.
Well,
it's the
Billy came in the 90s, so
estimated. Let's see, the whiteout 10 value is $1,000, anywhere between $40 to $1,000
for Billy Ripken. Really?
Yep.
Damn, I got one of those. I have the one that it's actually like fuck faces written on there.
Yeah, you got to get it graded and get that money. Get that money.
It's weird. You have to get something graded before you get it.
Yeah, because I was looking at it like that Mark Jackson card without it graded is like $1 or $2. So I have to spend $20 if I want to then sell it for $150 if I can get it graded that high.
Which is fucking nuts. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I could understand if someone was like, "Hey, I got this #1 edition of Amazing Spider-Man. Do you want it? Is it graded? No." Then I don't want it. It's in mint condition. It's like
I guess grading sets a price for it.
They're making money either way.
Oh, and that's true.
I gotta pay you to tell me how much this is worth or give it a good grade.
It is. It's true.
You can easily just bribe them, like, bump that beat on A. I'll give you an extra C note if you know what I mean. Like,
you know what? I'm about to buy all of us one apiece on eBay right now.
Of what?
A Mark Jackson card.
I already have it. I don't need it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, Josh, you want one?
Are you sure you didn't dabble before the show that Chief? Because we just said Mark Jackson.
I wasn't paying attention because I was over here on eBay looking this up. I was like, I'm surprised. All right, fuck it. No
literally just said he's really talking to you because when he put it in the fucking group chat, I was the only one that watches sports ball.
Yeah, it was really for Joshua is who it was for. So we've had this whole conversation. This conversation is now for the audience and class obviously just went right past it. It's like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna hook up my boys with this.
A lot of the times when we're having conversations on text, I might be at work, so I can't really respond or like pay attention to it. And what I mean to do is like keep the text to the side and be like, oh, I'll catch up with it, and it just passes me by.
We don't talk that much on the text. It's not like you can't go back and go, oh, that was some funny stuff. No, like 3 or 4 lines is what you get in a whole week. Believe me, it is nothing like what they do on our Facebook chat and now on. Well, we haven't really got anything going on the Discord, but remember, join Discord if you'd like to listen to come talk to us on Discord. But yeah, on the Facebook chat. Which, the funny thing is Kennedy's constantly trying to get us on Discord, but then he's doing nothing on it. But we mostly have a chat on Facebook because it's much easier to do it on there.
Well, then we get my authentic response when things that were brought up before that I just kind of let go to the wayside. We talk about it here on the show, so there we go.
All right.
My attention span is very short. I apologize, guys.
No shit.
Now, guys, I should have warned you. This is more of a technical note. So between the segments, I'm just going to stop for a second, and what the new recording allows to do, it'll insert the commercials at the appropriate time. So I will be editing this part out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll stop
Excellent.
like now. All right. In movie news, Godzilla vs. Kong raised to $285 million worldwide. The best COVID era of a weekly total, or a weekend total, I would say, for the box office. I think we've all seen it, right?
Yes.
And we all agree that, the humans are just boring as hell.
100%. Yeah.
Also, hey, what, you like the human parts there, Joshua?
I didn't mind it at all because you kind of need that in between shit. But I was confused in the middle of that movie.
What regards had you confused?
The Hollow Earth, like where the fuck did they mention this in any other version of this movie?
No, I thought they
never
talked about it
heard that.
shortly. The Hollowed Earth in Godzilla King of Monsters.
Okay, well I'll have to rewatch it because. But
Also, how did Kong species get from the center of the Earth to Skull Island?
Skull Island, I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Also, why didn't anybody? And this is like, I guess, spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. The one guy who controls the appropriately named Robot Godzilla, not that where the fat kid from Deadpool goes, that's not Robot Godzilla, that's Mecha Godzilla, and I go, fuck you, kid, that word had never been used. There's no reason why you would correct him. Robot Godzilla was the correct thing to say. The only ones that should have said it is the two guys that created the Asian guy. It was his dad who dies at King of Monsters. And they just don't even say who he is, how he's connected, or why he is now working with the bad guys.
You have to just piece that shit together.
You do, but that's like, did something get left out in the editing, or is this bad writing?
I wasn't. I
mean, how did you come to that conclusion, though, Doc? Because I'm baffled.
Oh no, I was watching some like Easter eggs, and they're like, oh, that is this guy's son, and I was like, that's not
an Easter egg. That's supposed to be.
But it was
never
never dropped, and it doesn't make sense that his dad would sacrifice his own life to help Godzilla, and now his son grows up and is like, "Fuck you, Dad! I'm gonna make Mecha Godzilla, and I'm gonna be like."
I watched it with my buddy, and he was the one he pointed that out while we were watching. I was like, "Really? How'd you know that?" And he was like, "I don't even remember what he said because my attention span sucks." But he knew it somehow. I don't know what that was about. I hear that popping too. I don't know. Is that me?
It could be you.
Just heard that.
I don't know.
Sorry, guys. Is my audio okay? Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right. But my buddy, he mentioned that while we were watching the movie, and I was like, "Oh, is it?" And I was like, "Did they say that? Did I just miss that?" And he was like, "No, I don't think they said that yet." He's like, "That's just who it is." And so I kind of went with it.
Maybe he read IMDb. And
he's a huge Godzilla fan. I mean,
okay, so that may be it. And so he's like, "Oh, that's
probably
one guy's son."
Honestly, everybody thought when I was told about it at work, they're like, "Yes, the pilot of the Robot Godzilla." I was like, "Oh," so I'm expecting some lame-o, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, this guy seems to be too important to be just a pilot."
Oh no, exactly. Yeah, no, yeah. Hey, do we all feel like Godzilla was the one that won that battle?
Hell yeah!
Because he put his fucking foot on King Kong. It was like, fuck you, stay down.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so glad that turned out like that, because when they were hyping up the promos, they're like only one will survive or only one will win or something like that. I was like, they're making King Kong the baby face. From all the trailers, they're gonna punk Godzilla out, and I was like, I'm not cool with that. Not that I hate King Kong, but I'm such a bigger fan.
I am right there with you, yeah.
And I'm just like, I was so afraid that maybe Godzilla was gonna just beat his ass, and then King Kong was gonna make his baby face come back and then just cut him off, and but that worked out well. That worked out well.
Everybody got the rub,
Everyone got the rub. They did.
But I was because growing up watching the old sci-fi channel movies of Godzilla and King Kong, the ones I saw, King Kong always won, and I would get so fucking mad.
Well, that was,
So
I think, the American cut. The American cut, I think Kong goes over. In Japan, Godzilla goes over.
Well, I wish I would have got the Japanese cut. And seeing him beat the ever living shit out of King Kong like 2 times, I was like, yes! I waited for this because I was like, class. I'm like, oh god, they're gonna make King Kong the winner. I hate this bullshit. I hate it so much. Like Kong is nobody compared to Godzilla in these movies. And
right
when he put his foot on him and just like, I'm not even gonna kill you, just walks away. I was just like,
yeah, beat his fucking ass and yelled in his face. And Kong was just down like, all right, man, all right.
No, Kong went like, he's like,
yeah.
He tried. But then they had to give him, in wrestling terms, Kong got his babyface heat there at the end. And got up and had to save Godzilla at the end.
Right.
Because I'm like, I told my little brother, I was like, yo, King Kong got his ass whipped twice. Then after Godzilla whipped his ass twice, he had to go fight fucking a mecha version. And fucking, he was doing good until the mecha version was like, nah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So, and if it wasn't for fucking Godzilla lighting up the fucking axe, who's to say Kong would have won,
That's true. Also, I felt like Kong was done when he got drowned. I don't know how he survived that. Like, I'm going to pull you down. There's no reason you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm breathing fine.
He's a gigantic monster.
He's still got lungs. He still has to breathe. He was still underwater for a good amount of time.
He was hurt for a while though. He was kind of like, he was spent. He was selling that. He was selling the drowning for a little while. So
because
I let that pass.
My friends were like, "Oh, he played dead," and I'm like, "I don't think he played dead. I think
he was fucked up.
Yeah, he was. he was blown up. He was not getting up.
What was the best part to me? I just love the part where the guy from fucking True Blood, whatever the fuck his name is, he's like, when
Alexander
they fought the second
Skarsgård.
time, yeah. He's like, Kong got round 2, and I was like, Godzilla was like, what, motherfucker?
Yeah.
No.
And then I was like,
the bell hasn't rang, motherfucker.
That was outside interference and shit. That didn't even count as a round. Bullshit.
That shit had me dying.
Yeah.
So in the movie, like, there was 2 like fuck yous to this movie I gave. One was the Mecha Godzilla. I was like, fuck you. That kid is not the one he's going, oh, that's Mecha Godzilla. Fuck you. That was never the name. Then 2, she did not teach that monkey the fucking sign language for Godzilla. I was like, no. You guys did not work on it.
How do you know?
She goes, Godzilla's friend. I'm like, fuck you, little girl. And then she went, what's going on over here? I go turning around every 5 seconds. I'm like, just go away.
I listen. Hold on, I'm gonna say my piece. It wasn't a bad movie. I enjoyed it. They could have did a little better with the story. I don't know what happened, but yeah, you shitting on that. Like the little girl had learned sign language. How the fuck did the little girl learn sign language? And then she taught it to him. So it's if we never heard of a gorilla learning sign language, or like Coco the gorilla, then we could be like, oh, this doesn't.
But do you think Coco the gorilla knew the sign language for Godzilla?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, so all the words, they were like, now we're going to teach you Godzilla. And he was like, fuck, I need to know that. I'm staying on this fucking island. What the fuck you want me to do?
Hold on. So you mean to tell me you act like this fucking great ape who fought fucking lizards with skulls on their fucking head? She probably was like, good, big lizard. That's what she probably put. So stop. Just stop.
I don't know. It didn't say big lizard is your friend. It said Godzilla is your friend. So I'm taking it whatever she signed was Godzilla and not big friendly lizard is your friend.
Yeah. So fuck you. It's a movie.
Just the fact that King Kong knew what home was. And I was like, home or whatever he was doing. And I was just like, really? Come on. And I guess, also, I don't know, were they taking the whole little girl talking and communicating with him based off of like the way, wasn't it like a little girl that could communicate and like control Mothra?
Yeah, the twins could control Mothra.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, but they were basically what, so was, I don't know. That there was no reason to have that kid in there. And then they're on this there's a horrible storm on a fucking hovercraft, not a hovercraft. What are those things called? The boat, whatever that big boat is. And
the ship?
Clearly things, the ship, and it's rocking and it's horrible. And they just let a little girl out there and like, wait, we're gonna let this little kid out here in this torrential downpour in the middle of the ocean talk to this crazy fucking monkey, and like, let's just see what happens. Like, he could have easily just went like, and that would have been, it was so fun. I could have done without that kid. I could have done my complaint from last week. I could have done without all the.
I was also getting annoyed with the Maybelline commercial because every time Kong like went like that, we had to see the water just spritz off in this slow mo.
Oh my god!
I was like, by the third time, I'm just like, this is enough. Also, hey, when you have a big gorilla and you're wanting to get around it, try not shooting at it. Maybe just fly around the big motherfucker. No, shoot at it. We need to get by it. What do you think it's going to do? Like, go away. Go away. It's an okay movie. But here's my biggest problem. You can write good characters. There's no reason. And we live in a world that says, it's a movie about like two big creatures fighting. Why do we need good writing? Why couldn't we? Why are we lazily saying that's fine? Why are we happy with horror movies that have horrible characters? Yes, it's fun to watch people get killed, but take the time to build. Why can't we make good movies with these characters that make it a better movie?
Let's not just rely on like the CG, which looked great. But that was, a good script could have been made this movie from being just a fun movie to like, that was a really good movie,
We need to stop doing it. I mean, I know people are getting tired of like superhero movies, but Logan is a true indication of you can take a superhero movie and make it a well done like character study.
Are people getting sick of superhero movies?
Yeah.
There's
a lot of people getting superhero fatigue, is what it's called.
I got laughed at when I said Hugh Jackman deserves an Oscar for his performance in Logan.
You got crap for that?
And I got crap for that, and I was like, that was a great fucking movie, and that was a great performance. He should have been nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, but then you got Joker, which really was just a movie about a guy with mental illness with a rapper of the Joker on it. And then they're like, this is an amazing movie.
But honestly, Todd Phillips has gone on record saying, I want to make a drama and disguise it as a superhero movie. Like, that had nothing, like, it just used the Joker in essence. But really, if you think about it, that's like falling down for like this generation.
It is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that he was straight up Michael Douglas.
But the interesting part is when you talk about superhero movies, no one ever talks Joker.
Yeah.
No, because honestly, it's not. I think DC was just duped into doing that, and it gave them, let's make this movie about the what social fucking mental illness and like disguise it as a Joker movie.
And there's no reason. I was just gonna say, there's no reason they can't do that kind of stuff. Like when the New Mutants, I thought that was going to be like a horror based X-Men movie that sounded very interesting. Oh, it was a piece of shit when it came out.
Was it?
Oh God, it's a piece of shit.
All right,
like it is. I'll tell you this: it is better than the Dark Phoenix. So if you've seen the Dark Phoenix, you're getting a little bit better movie, but it's
still a piece of shit. That's like saying a piece of shit's better than diarrhea. It's like regardless, it's still shit.
Well, I mean, it's in that movie, like Mystique shows her powers, her transporting powers. So, and they're in this like campus, like school where they're being held to be studied by, in essence, Mr. Sinister. But they could have escaped at any time. Like if she's got the ability to do it, why is she being held there? There's so many problems with that movie.
Right.
But that's what I'm asking for. I'm asking for take like the world. Like we've got some really good comics out there. Like Tom King's doing some really good stuff. If you've not read his Vision run, even his Batman, Catwoman run.
Yes.
Even he was the one that did the who did the one with the what was it? Dr. Light one. Is it that's
that's Bender. not
Brian Michael Bendis. Brad Meltzer.
Brad Meltzer.
Yeah. So I mean,
That
there's some really good where they've taken comic book characters, and I'll even say like the Old Man Logan. I've just finished Old Man Hawkeye and Old Man Quill. Time out. What are we time outing for?
Because the individuals you just mentioned prior to Meltzer, they were just primarily comic book writers, right or wrong?
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, Meltzer was actually a novelist prior to writing that. So that was actually his first story doing with DC, and that's why he asked for permission to do a story where he took a character that he felt was like insignificant and was the joke and made him serious. And I was just wondering, like, do you see a correlation between someone who could write really good characters like that or do great stories like that as, coming from different genres of writing?
Maybe with the amount that comics are mainstream now than they've ever been, that you will get people that have grown up with it that are becoming very well-known writers that maybe be able to step in and go, what if I do this with this idea? Because there's so many that are just, I mean, as you all can attest to, a lot of these, especially DC and Marvel, and this is why I like Image, there is no the possibility of bad things happening to these characters. But when you've got these other writers, they're putting a lot of emphasis on it really changing the world and breaking these people down and making them more a connected character than just superheroes. That's what I think we need to get to in writing.
Yeah. Who did a really good job with that, made a character that I don't really give a shit about. My absolute favorite character was Judd Winnick. You probably know him from The Real World series like 2 or something, like maybe the original one. Judd Winnick was on there.
It was the second one.
It was the second one with Pedro, the dude that had AIDS and shit. It was like he was the dude on that. Well, I mean, that's like Puck and shit.
Yeah, I would say go with Puck. Like,
so what book are you talking about?
This was the second run of Green Arrow. It was the one that Kevin Smith started with Quiver. That started the run, and then they had a few other writers go in here and there. I don't remember exactly
Archer's Quest?
It was. No, it was Quiver started like the series 2 of it started in the 90s.
Are you talking about Archer's Quest is the story you're talking about?
I don't remember what story Judd Winnick hopped in on. But
I think it's Archer's Quest.
It may have been, but he ended up finishing out the run, which was like 50. I think they went 75 issues before Green Arrow and Black Canary ended up like tying the knot. And then that went to a Green Arrow Black Canary book. But Judd Winnick, who he writes children's books and like novels and shit like that. He did some like Batman and did other comics, but
he actually brought back Jason Todd.
Dude,
it ended up making. I have while we were looking through this, I couldn't find exactly which one it is. Judd Winnick ended up doing an amazing job of making Green Arrow, someone that I was like, he was always like whatever. Made that my absolute favorite like hero of all time, just because of how in depth, and then the stories that he did. It wasn't just the superhero stories. It made you like, he dove deep into like who Oliver Queen was, and made you give a shit about like why he was fighting for why he was who he was, so on and so forth. His run started on Green Arrow 26, as a matter of fact.
That's correct.
I have the entire run here. You read from 26, so we did like a 50 run issue or a 50 run series. You can't go wrong with it. I highly recommend it. And not like the books are worth a lot of money. You can go into like dollar bins, 50-cent bins, and like clean up on these things. Fucking great writing.
Or if you don't want to go, you can go the DC Infinity app and
Yep.
No, it's not called Infinity, right? Is it called Infinite Universe or something?
Infinite Universe or something like that. Yeah, DC Infinite. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
He introduced what was his name? Speedy with Speedy. They did the whole thing where she had AIDS.
HIV positive.
Yeah. That was this book. And what issue was that? That was 44. Sorry, Doc. I know you don't like me holding up the shit to the
it was issue 45.
issue. Okay, well, this 44 is the one that starts it.
Oh well, yeah.
So,
well,
it's labeled HIV positive. So
yeah. And then that's where I would put, like, if you're looking for good, even superhero comics that have stories that have some value to the characters, and then never knowing really what's going to happen with these characters, check out Image, like Invincibles, which you can watch on Amazon. A lot of Image stuff, they pull no punches because it's their characters. They want to fucking kill them off, they'll kill them off. If they want to go through tragedy, they'll go through tragedy. Read Saga. There's a lot of things, and I always have a hard time finding a Marvel or DC stories that pull me in. And now the old man series have pulled me in because, I mean, there's consequences to what everybody. There's a lot of people have gotten fucked up and killed, and I put value in that. I don't like it when it's like, oh, we'll be safe, that'll be fine.
Right. No matter what, you know that the hero is going to prevail somehow.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That gets.
Like,
Walking Dead did a great job with doing that. There's another Image book. Well, you mentioned Invincible. Walking Dead did an amazing.
I'd say The Walking Dead sold me is when they were in the prison and they were getting overrun, and they had those prisoners that were still there, and they had the black guy that was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, Rick," and blah blah blah, and they were trying to survive. And that they got overrun by the zombies, and in the middle of the chaos, Rick just turns that gun and puts it right in his head, and boom, blows his head off in all the chaos. And I was like, that's fucking amazing. Like, he took an opportunity, then the show just went a whole fucking different direction with that and lost a lot of those.
There was a Spanish guy, not a black guy.
Oh, was it a Spanish guy that they did it to?
Remember he was the guy with the long hair, and he took a swipe at Rick.
Oh yeah.
And Rick was like, all right, after they did what they did, Rick killed them.
Yeah. They use those same elements, but yeah. Change nationalities.
Change the nationalities. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, Doc. That's a great point.
I know, and if Big Brian V is listening to the show, he has recommended for anybody checking out comics that you should be finishing up with Scumbag, which I think is into issue 5 or something. That's another Rick Remender's comic, and with Donny Cates with the King in Black series, which I think is wrapping today. If you haven't gotten the most recent one.
Ooh, I gotta wait like three. I think we wait 3 months now, right? In the
3 months, yes.
Issue.
3 months.
So I could finish all that,
And then get find out what's going on. And finally, with the Godzilla versus Kong, scores the biggest audience for HBO Max. When you thought, oh, Zack Snyder's Justice League or Wonder Woman 1984 was going to be the biggest one. Nope. King Kong had 3.6 million households. This was done by Sambra TV. 3.6 million households watch at least 5 minutes. I was just like, well, I mean, I don't see that as a great number. Wonder Woman 1984 did 2.2 million, and Zack Snyder's did 1.8. So all those Snyder bronies, apparently a lot of them didn't go to watch that 4-hour film.
I'm surprised people sat 5 minutes watching Wonder Woman 84. That was bullshit, man.
Well, again, 5 minutes into it, it hadn't gotten bad. Like, about halfway through. Yeah. I'm just like, you know what the one big thing after watching the new Justice League movie is finally Diana puts fucking gloves on when she's handling artifacts. Because in Wonder Woman 84, she's just like, let me touch this and everything else. And then they show her in the Zack Snyder one, she's got the white gloves because you don't need to put your oils and everything else on it. So, Patty Jenkins, take a fucking note. And I am done.
All right, easy there.
That attention to detail.
Josh Whedon he was correct. Patty Jenkins is a shitty fucking director. I will say.
Shut up. I wanted to say that for that Justice League number, that was probably people who watched it from beginning to end. I'm pretty sure the number was triple that for people who watched like 2 hours one day and 2 hours the next.
Oh, that's true. Does it count? Did it count
point.
Like when you? Yeah, because it took me 3 days to watch it. Like, did I get counted?
Well, I don't know why. I don't know why.
It was a weekend. I was working. I didn't have time to spend.
I watched that movie in one sitting. As soon as I got home from work.
I don't know how.
I did. I fell
See?
asleep at one point.
I've heard that a lot of people at work say that. I fell asleep watching it.
Well, with the Snyder Cut being so popular, not as popular as Godzilla versus King Kong,
Keep throwing that in.
David Ayer, if you may know, who directed the first Suicide Squad, really wants his director's cut now, and he's hoping the fans step up and ask for the Ayer cut. Do you really think it's any good? Because that Suicide Squad movie was definitely not good.
I just want to say, like, he needs to chill with that. Like, just some things we don't need on the HBO Max. And that's
And luckily,
even the actors of Justice League were like, yeah, release a Snyder Cut. Like, Henry Cavill, whatever his name. Like, a lot of the actors are like, dude, just do it. Like, they should. I haven't heard one of the, like,
well, you know why? Because the people working with James Gunn are like, yeah, no, we're good with James Gunn's vision. Let's just stay with that.
Right.
So nobody's claiming, nobody wants the Ayer cut except for David Ayer. So
I think nobody wants, I don't know, like 40 minutes of Jared Leto's Joker.
Because there's a lot of Jared Leto. So there's like, there's so much we missed out. I was like, I really don't feel like we missed out on any.
Unless there was like an interaction between him and Bruce Wayne, or Batman rather. I don't care about that.
You want me to jerk you off there, Brucey?
Dude, that was so. Yeah, I didn't understand. I'll give you a reach around or whatever.
I was just like, what the fuck?
Why? Like, I know.
I don't care.
But like, huh?
It's the Joker. He does stupid shit. I don't know why this is shocking to everybody. Moving on.
He does, but like, I don't remember like throwing in things like that. And
no.
It's hold on. It's a post-apocalyptic world. Maybe they were running out of options. You had a cyborg, a fish woman.
Well, really, the only time I've ever seen it is in the Lego movie where the Joker was just like, "I love you. You're the one I want."
Wow.
I just totally did not.
Did you not know? No, they were pretty much saying that the Joker is gay for Batman.
Wow.
I mean, in the Lego movie, and that's
what Lego movie. So, you never thought it'd be in the Lego movie.
Job is weird.
Well, two things you're not going to be seeing on HBO Max. That's The New Gods by Ava DuVernay. And then James Wan, The Trench. Two things that didn't make any sense why they were getting pushed and made. Because I feel like, just like with the Eternals, I don't have high hopes for the Eternals. I know we could say, like with Guardians, like nobody really knew these characters, but when you're taking God characters, you can't connect with them. And I don't think the Eternals are going to do well. I really didn't feel like the New Gods were going to do well. Now everybody's all pissed now because they're like, oh my God, could have had more Dark Side and Goodness Granny and all that. And I'm like, no.
Granny Goodness.
Granny Goodness. I think the only thing we're missing out is Mr. Miracle. I'd love to see a Mr. Miracle movie.
That would be cool.
They do it right.
So let me get this straight. You don't care about a guy who's like fucking the most powerful being in the DC universe and where he comes from, but you care about a guy from his planet that can escape, is a great escape artist. That's awesome. That's cool.
Well, because if you ever read his that one book on it, it's really good. I mean, if you make it a human element, yes, but no, if it's just if Mr. Miracle's in Atlanta with an escape in the hip hop scene, then I wouldn't think that idea would be good.
You know what, folks? He likes to bring shit back. And
you don't know what that reference is? That references the Uno movie that's going to be made soon. So that Uno movie.
I almost bought a Mr. Miracle figure when I was at.
I saw that and I was like, "That's fucking awesome!" I was like,
"Yeah, the handcuffs, and everything." And I was like, "Man, I should."
It looked really cool. Yeah,
I really.
Guess when I go up to Cincinnati, I'm gonna have to go pick that one up. So
do it. And if you guys want to see what I'm talking about, tune in to Craven the Toy Hunt, episode 16. Available
or stay to the end of the show, and at the end, I'll have the link to the most recent episode. So go check that out. And he's added a few more video elements, taking a little note from his old buddy Doc Martin.
I sure did.
Yes. And then James Wan's The Trench, I just didn't understand, like, I want to make a horror movie about those creatures from the first Aquaman movie. And I was like, what's going on there? Joshua, were you excited for this?
Yeah, the trench movie I didn't care. I was like, why are they doing it? I guess they were trying to like what's the phrase? They were trying to like ride the lightning from Aquaman to make something, easy to make and make money out of it. The New Gods I kind of was interested in, but I thought they picked the wrong person to be the director.
You think
and
so?
I also felt that it's just me, but I don't think anybody would have cared about the New Gods unless it was about like Darkseid. Like if they told that story about how Darkseid and Orion and all that other shit was happening, maybe it would have worked. But even then, they were introducing characters that I don't think A, people were going to care about, or B, the people that did care about it were going to be happy with what they gave, because DC has a horrible track record with making movies, as I explained to one friend.
Oh yeah. I feel like
when I think of New Gods, I think of Darkseid. I think of Orion. I think of what's his name, Desaad. I think of that's about it. Like I can't really Granny Goodness or whatever her name is.
The one that's like
I don't think of
very kid.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I figured they could have did that storyline where they switched the babies to make a peace treaty. Because what's the other place? It's Darkseid's planet, and what's the good planet?
He's from Apocalypse, and
Apocalypse, and the other one was
I don't remember something like that. I never got into a lot of that, man. I never got into a lot of that because
it is New Genesis. Yes, good job. Yeah. I feel like they gave Ava. They gave Ava the New Gods because they were hoping that she would pull a Ryan Coogler and connect it, but I don't understand the infatuation we have right now with giving her all these properties when the only thing she's ever really done is a Winkle in Time, and that was a shitty fucking movie.
No, she did the Netflix Central Park 5 show. That was really good. With the exception of the last episode. So
I didn't watch it, so I don't know. Don't really search her stuff up. So I don't know.
All right. Okay. Let's just
something I am going to search out is Knives Out 2 and 3 is going to be coming to Netflix. And they apparently are spending $450 million for the rights. The biggest thing that it was known is Daniel Craig and the director Ryan Johnson will both make $100 million, I think, per movie, and at least have a $40 million budget, which I feel like they've kind of burned through with the $100 million each. Wow. But they're supposed to. The minimum is $40 million each of the film is going to make. I feel like what they're doing is a Benoit Blanc is kind of like those Agatha Christie characters, where it's his character solving problems, mysteries.
I feel like this is the finesse of the century, and Rain Johnson and fucking 007 wannabe.
God, and his accent, I don't know where he came up with that accent. Like, I don't even know if is there a state that actually talks like that? Because I was
yeah, it's called Looney Tunes. I stole that joke from Kennedy. But I just want people, whenever Netflix raises the prices, I'll be like, blame their stupidity on shit like that.
But the original Knives Out is really good.
It was a very good movie. It's one of those like movies that you're like, oh man, this is really fun and I enjoyed it. But I don't care about the character. The character doesn't.
No, you're right. He was the least enjoyable character. The family is what really sold that whole movie, and then you can put Ana de Armas in anything. I will watch it.
Which one was that? The Spanish one?
Yes.
Like I said, I saw it one time. It was a good movie, but I don't think like when I heard, because they talked about this originally. I want to say like last year, if I'm not mistaken, because they did mention it that they wanted to do an ongoing series with.
Yes, there was talks, but they hadn't signed anywhere with it.
And I was just like, I at that point, I never saw the movie. But I was like, why would they do that? Like the movie, when I watched the movie, and I was like, they don't need to like carry on with this guy because he's not like, he wasn't even the center point of the movie. Like you said, it was the murder and the family. Like you're trying to figure out.
Well, and the maid and the healthcare giver, Ana de Armas is his character. Yes.
Well, like,
he was just. He was just
He
kind
was
of the
just the
wrap-up
guy.
guy, really, pretty much.
Yeah. And I'm just like, did Chris Evans really kill him? Because I'm still confused.
No. It was the intention to kill, but because she actually gave him the correct dose, he killed himself.
So, yeah.
Spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. Shame
It's
on
been
you.
out for like 2 years now. Yeah.
Shame on you if you haven't seen the movie. But yeah. But do you think they're not going to go to Netflix? Like, if they feel like these are good enough movies, they'll go to the theaters? Or do we feel like this is the new way, like, get these major blockbusters and bring them to your subscription service?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Given like how things I read about how Hollywood works and the stupidity that goes on, I think this was just these people just trying to get paid. I honest to God think that's what it is, because no one really was like, "Ooh, we need another Knives Out," because this was so fucking good. I just feel like Netflix was like trying to capitalize on something that nobody is gonna care about, because no one. I honestly think this is not gonna be a hit. Like, and you just finessed Netflix out of $600+ million.
We're about to find out. We'll see what happens.
I mean, what do you think? Like, you enjoyed the movie. Do you want to see a series of these?
I do. I want to see if they can get lightning in a bottle again, and see if they can pull it off. Problem is that second one's going to set the tone for the third one. So if the second one sucks, then your money's wasted.
Because you need is it going to be another murder, or is it just going to be a crime?
Yeah, it has to be. No, it has to be another murder.
Okay, so like, how are you going to make it an interesting murder from the first one?
Yeah, because now you're kind of watching the clues. You've already set the tone of how you storytell.
Yeah.
So it'll be easier to decipher.
How do you make an interesting character like the healthcare provider that she can't tell a lie or she'll throw up?
Yeah, I don't know.
What? These are things that I'm like, I'm not saying he can't do it, but it's like, let's go through the list of his movies. The one that I really liked was the one where it was like a noir story.
The Last Jedi, that was it? The one you really liked, right?
No, that I never watched that piece of shit. I don't think anyone cared about Looper, even though it was a cool premise, but people kind of didn't really praise that movie.
Looper's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie, but if you're going by his body of work, you're like, Knives Out was pretty cool, but everything else, with the exception of that other movie, that Joseph Gordon-Levitt did with him, like Len Elrock was talking about it today.
Let's see. He directed a couple Breaking Bad episodes. He did the Fly episode. That's one of the best Breaking Bad episodes.
Matt hates that episode.
Why? Because he doesn't like a bottle episode? Because that's what it is.
Because he was that was his first introduction to Breaking Bad. He was like, I hate this.
How do you start? What is he just like randomly like, I'm just gonna throw in a DVD and start at this episode?
No, when we lived together, I was watching it, and that was the episode I watched, and he was watching it.
You made him watch a bottle episode? Oh my god, nothing really happens, but it's a good episode. God,
what the fuck was that movie called?
There's Brick.
There it is, Brick. That was
yeah.
the movie. But like, I don't think, like I'm saying, just in my humblest opinion, I think this was just a finesse deal, and the next one's not going to be as good as the first one. That's just my opinion.
It's a lot to kind of hold up to, so I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens.
And you need another ensemble cast too, like
that was a huge cast they had,
right?
Like, so it was like barely any part was wasted on anybody.
And I remember people saying, "Oh, Chris Evans' character needs to be in the second one." I'm like, how? He's in fucking jail.
Yeah.
Like,
was there a murder at the prison and Chris Evans is there with his sweater on? I don't know. Some random chicks wanting to smell it at the end, singing little Celtic songs.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I got to black out for a minute. I got to take some medicine.
And in TV news, we'll see if that pause actually works. Chucky, the TV series you never thought was going to happen is now happening, is getting a lot of the people that are connected from the original movies into it. They actually got the guy who did the voice of Chucky. He's going to be back as Chucky, and they're not Brad Dourif?
Dourif?
Dourif? Yeah, because Mark Hamill did the most recent one. He did okay. But I mean, Brad has a distinguishable tone and sound to it. The kid who played Andy, Alex Vincent, is coming back.
He's gonna die in the first episode.
Oh, he's gonna have to, right?
Christina Elsie McCarthy, who played Kyle in Child's Play 2 and Cult of Chucky. They even got Jennifer Tilly will be reprising her role as Tiffany Valentine for
okay.
It. So
this doesn't sound. This doesn't sound good. Like, I'm being honest.
There's a lot of
This
people.
seems like
I mean, I don't know. Like, is there enough content to make a whole series out of?
Like, what? I feel like this is going to be more of a comedy than it is horror.
Yeah. I mean, it's what can you do with that? What?
Yeah,
how
'cause I
much
thought-
of a story can you get with Chucky or the Bride of Chucky or any of that shit? Like, I kind of stopped after like Child's Play 2. Like, I didn't watch any of the other shit because I was like, how far can you go with a little toy that, like,
He had a baby.
You never
I mean,
saw
that's how
part
far they
three?
went.
You never saw part 3, class?
No.
3 wasn't bad.
Was it
3 was when
alright?
he went to. 3 was when he went to the military school.
He went to a military school? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Chucky did?
No. Andy is like, I guess.
Oh, but
I guess
Chucky had to go to the
it's
military
teenager.
school, then, right?
No, you idiot. So
Oh.
Andy, at this point, I believe his mom is dead because I know in part 2 they put his mom in the mental institution.
Right.
So I think in part 3 she had passed away. So he's in a military boarding school,
Okay.
and like Chucky is like fucking still after him, and he's like, I forgot how he dies, but I think he gets blown up. I think so.
Spoilers.
it's
Good
at-
lord.
It's at a military because if I'm not mistaken, I forgot how he gets. I know how he gets brought back in part 2 because they put his blood in the fucking mix, and he's in one of those dolls, and he comes back to life.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot
But part
about that.
3, I totally fucking forgot how he got brought back.
So the only thing
I'm gonna have to
Chucky
go on
hasn't
a
done is
child's-
gone to space, right?
No, but at this
Because the
point,
Leprechaun went to space. Jason went to space.
Machete went to
Yeah.
space.
Machete's supposed to be going to
Machete.
space. He hasn't
Supposed
gone
to be
yet.
going to space.
Freddy
Yeah.
hasn't gone to space. Michael Myers hasn't gone to
Wait.
space yet, though.
those guys don't need to be in space. They're one stays in your dreams, and the other one just hangs out at gas stations. So
True. That's true. Yeah.
I can't believe I saw Leprechaun in space.
Like paid
I
for
can't
it?
believe that
Or
there is.
this was like, I'm going to
no.
throw this on.
No, I was a kid when that came out, so that was a VHS. I remember
Oh.
somebody rented it, and it was just so bad. But I was like, I'm sure Warwick Davis is getting a cool million every movie or something. After they did Leprechaun in the Hood, they was just like, we don't care anymore.
Yeah, we don't care. We're gonna keep milking this until people stop spending the money. Disney
I mean,
Plus
do you think
is
Warwick Davis has like? Do you think Warwick Davis really is like, how many people? I'm sure he does. His cost isn't that much.
I think if they, because like I'll be honest with you, they did a reboot of Leprechaun, and then they did a sequel of Leprechaun.
yeah.
Like,
Didn't it
from the-
have
like,
Hornswoggle as a
That was-
leprechaun?
Did
Okay, so that one was a piece of shit. Let me tell you,
it?
because he's in this suit and it's like a goblin, and he's like, it was so bad. Like I remember watching it going, this, like, the way he moves is, Hornswoggle wasn't the most agilist of little people.
No.
So it's like he's got to crawl, and it's like they had to like make it that I guess Doc would know this type of filming where it's like they focus like him, then they shoot to the person and like and he's just like, it's really bad like how they had to work this movie.
Oh, so they had to cut to edit his immobility.
In essence, that's because it was like you never
They had
see
to
him
hide.
like,
They had to hide a lot of stuff.
yeah, because he just
All right.
wasn't moving. Like it just was bad. The second one I never saw, but it didn't have Warwick Davis in it, and I don't think anybody gave two shits about it. So
What was the most left?
So maybe he does. He is in high demand, that Warwick Davis, for at least for those movies.
I mean, that motherfucker played like 3 roles in fucking Harry Potter, so good for
Yeah,
him.
that's true. That's true. He has. I mean, besides Wicket, the Ewok, I loved.
What about Willow?
Warwick Davis movie was Willow.
Yeah,
Willow
Willow's
was
the
just
shit.
that was amazing, and yeah, I loved him in that, and I thought he did great. I loved the movie. I loved everything about Willow. So
He was
that
the robot in fucking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
And he was just kind of a
Oh, yeah.
bullshit extra in like Phantom Menace. You remember he was just in the crowd watching the pod race?
Oh yeah.
Like it was kind of a waste of like I don't know. Maybe he's.
I said, that guy,
I'm gonna look up his net worth.
That guy's got to be worth $1 million.
Oh yeah, he's been in a lot of major.
But it's like that's
So the Leprechaun Returns is the one you're talking about, 2018. The Leprechaun returns once again when a group of girls unwillingly awaken him after they tear down a cabin so they can build a new sorority house. Now, first of all, what sororities randomly going out in the woods to build a new sorority house? Like you have to usually stay on campus.
Maybe it's down the road from the college.
That's the only thing I can figure, but that doesn't really make any sense.
We're gonna play a little game. We're gonna play high low. Is Warwick Davis worth more or less? No, is he worth A, B, or C? $7 million, $8 million, or $9 million? Doc,
I gotta go 8.
All right, Joshua said 8. Doc, what do you say?
7.
You picked the same thing. All right, Josh, you got it right. He's worth $8 million. Is his net worth? Doc,
I'm telling you, bro.
We're gonna start with you, Doc. Is he 3'5", 3'6", or 3'7"?
I'm gonna go. I don't know, 3'5". I don't know.
Okay, Joshua.
He's 3'7".
He's both of you guys got it wrong. He's 3'6".
I would have liked is he worth more than this person? That would have been a better game.
That would have been a better game. Well, I just thought about it like that. That's all right.
No, you just randomly give us factoids about him.
I was gonna go if he the shorter. I was gonna go 6, but I was like, I think he's a little bit taller. Because the shorter those type of little people are, the less mobile they are, and he was nimble in Leprechaun, those Leprechaun movies.
It looks like
better than Hornswoggle, apparently.
Looks like he has a whole like midget family. Like,
that's not the word we use. It's not the word we use. No,
we're not supposed to say that. I'm sorry.
Vertically challenged.
It looks like they're all tiny people. What do you call it?
Yep.
Little people.
Little people.
Yeah, his wife appears to be that way, and both his children.
You want to laugh?
I wasn't trying to be rude.
No. You want to laugh? I swear to God, they did an interview because I don't know if you ever seen the Leprechaun in the Hood movies, but Ice-T's the bad guy in the first one.
What?
Is he supposed to be a leprechaun? Ice-T?
No, he's just a gangster mogul rapper person.
Okay.
And I guess they were talking to him like during the interview I was reading because I was reading some magazine, and he was like, what was it like working with him? He's like, yo, man, he's mad chill. I was on the set with him in the Leprechaun in the Hood movie. And, his little wife was just talking to him in makeup and giving him kisses, and he's eating food. He's a cool motherfucker. I'm just like, holy shit.
Oh, my God.
Is Warwick Davis taller or shorter than Mini-Me? I know Mini-Me's dead.
Mini-Me's shorter.
Taller than Mini-Me.
Vern, yeah.
Vern Troy.
Vern was like 3'2".
Yeah, he was tiny.
That dude's got to be... Vern Troyer, that dude is wow, shit. He wish he was 3'2". That dude was 2'8".
What?
There you go.
Dude, 2'8". Wow, man. Warwick Davis would have been like Akeem Olajuwon next to that dude, man. That was like, what the fuck?
All right, we got to get off this topic, but I just this show I've been watching called Loudermilk on fucking Amazon Prime. A little person came to fight like a big person. He's like, "Easy there, Manute Ball. I wasn't talking to you." He's like, "Manute Ball." He's like, "You mother." Oh my God.
Oh man, I'm having to come up with a game like that of like little people and like who was taller, this person or that person. But we may have just ran out of all our celebrities.
I think so. Yeah.
Like I can't think of anyone else. So.
You got the little kid from the soap opera that died, and fucking the plane.
Oh yeah, you got Tattoo. You got Little People, Big World.
You don't even know their name.
I know. He's just randomly naming characters off. Let's move on. Star Wars and Disney Plus is getting a little bit of an influx of classic Star Wars shows and movies.
Christmas special?
What's that?
The Christmas special?
Well, part of the Christmas special. They're going to be doing the story of the Faithful Wookiee, which is the first introduction of Boba Fett. but that's the only part of the holiday special that'll be shown on there.
Holiday special.
They originally this will be the first time that it actually aired in kind of a broadcast fashion since the original Star Wars holiday special in 1978. They had the story of the faithful Wookiee on the Blu-ray of the first 6 Star Wars movies, and now it is going to be coming to Disney Plus. We're also going to get the Gendry Tartakovsky 2D animated Clone Wars, which is really good if you've not seen that. But now apparently it is
that the one that was on Cartoon Network?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a little like what a bit 5-minute shorts they did, which actually introduced General Grievous on there, which made him a badass. And I was like, dude, I can't wait for the second movie because Grievous comes. And then we have an asthmatic motherfucker like, hello.
He wasn't like that. He wasn't like that on the cartoon.
No, well, no, because he was like, but he wasn't like so bad. But also, like, he was tearing through fucking Jedis, and he went out like a bitch in that second movie.
Yeah. I mean, he went against Obi-Wan, so like Obi-Wan, in my opinion, is probably one of the most dope Jedis ever. I loved Obi-Wan.
At least he could have got.
But he went out considering the badass that he just. You're right, Doc. He just ran through motherfuckers and like took their lightsabers. That's what I saw him and he was amazing in that. And just like
Jedis feared him. Like when they showed on that anime, they were when they knew he was coming, they were like, "Fuck, we're dead," and they made him a little bitch boy in that second movie.
I'm not even I wasn't even a Star Wars head like that, but I remember reading about how cool of a character he was, going like, oh man, he collects the lightsabers of dead Jedis that he kills, and I'm like, this dude's gonna be the man. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? I thought this guy was supposed to be the shit.
No, that was George Lucas at that time was like, let me make all these really cool characters and just keep killing them off.
Even with Jango Fett, I was like, "Oh shit, Boba Fett's dad is gonna fuck people up."
Darth Maul went out like a little bitch, and then they had to kind of bring him back. Count Dooku was never really kind of shown off.
No, I have to say, Darth Maul, he killed the motherfucker, bro. I'm sorry, like he killed a Jedi, like the guy who trained Obi-Wan Kenobi. So
but you wasted him. Like he would have been a good bad guy through the whole run.
That's the thing. Though. I don't think like they were. Honestly, I think George Lucas wasn't trying to make a Darth Vader type character for the whole.
But you were looking for that character. You were looking for that badass character, and he was just like, "Nope, I'm gonna just." These will just kind of be. They feel like a creature of the not a week kind of thing for their episodes.
I gotta disagree because I feel like had General Grievous did like what Darth Maul did in Part 1, I would think he would have been cooler. But he, like you said, I will agree that he was wasted. But I think each story, each chapter, or rather each episode, should have just had one big bad from beginning to end. But they kind of focused on all this other bullshit and it just didn't work. I don't mind that because it's like what do you say? You don't want to get too attached to people and then they fucking nothing's going to happen to them, right? It kind of follows that model. It's like, Darth Maul was in episode 1. Ooh, is he going to be in episode 2? Oh, well, he's going to be in episode 3. I'd rather, 1 was Darth Maul, 1 was General Grievous, and episode 3 should have had another big bad. But, at least we got Vader at the end.
No, you had Dooku that lasted to the third movie.
Dooku lasted to the third, but he went out like right off the bat.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Dooku kind of just didn't really do anything. Like we didn't see Dooku like.
Dooku only allowed to show how Yoda could actually fight.
Yeah.
You never. When Yoda came out and started kicking his ass, you were like, "Fuck! I didn't know Yoda could fight like this."
Right.
And then,
right.
To be honest with you, the actor portraying Count Dooku was so old that they just had to plaster like that fucking CGI. Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
I rather you just might as well should have just used General Grievous as the go-to bad guy then if that was the case.
I agree.
I always thought General Thrawn was going to be one of those because I remember reading about him in the books.
Thrawn.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I thought he was going to be in it, so I'm kind of excited seeing if they bring him out.
That's the talk is either the Mandalorian bringing him out or with the It's spin-off with
Asuka,
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing that character because I remember in the books how people raved about him, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this,
the extended
this is-
universe. He's supposed to be just a major badass.
yeah.
I ended up getting, when we had Audible as a sponsor to Back Row Hecklers, I got the Grand Admiral Thrawn book. There was like one of just about him. Yeah, man, he was tough, man. I would look forward to seeing that character in like an extended series that, like, you know, not just go out and, like, you know, right off the bat, but that would be super cool to get more, see him on screen, as opposed to, like, he was great in I thought he was a cool character in Rebels even.
I mean, they need a formidable character in these new Star Wars films if they're coming, or even the Star Wars shows.
Sure.
Well, MST3K is launching their latest Kickstarter, and they're working on it so they can fund a new streaming platform, Gizmoplex, which will be a subscription-based service. Well, they're going to be doing, looks like they'll be doing live shows, if this goes, live shows every month that you can watch. They'll also have new episodes they're going to be working on. Currently, right now, if they hit the 200 million, they're going to be doing 3 episodes. If they can get up to 500, or not 500, sorry, 5 million. Sorry, 500 million seems a lot. 5 million, they're going to be doing 12 new episodes. So if you are a fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000, I myself am, saw the live show and enjoyed the hell out of it, and I funded the Kickstarter. So I'm excited. They're going to be bringing back Jonah. So yeah, we got that going on. And you know, and one of the best from season 1 of the Netflix series, if you've not watched it, is Cry Wilderness. Go watch it. It's amazing. Amazing. Cry Wilderness. We've talked about it on here before. Class, have you not seen it?
I don't know if I've seen that one or not. I don't think so.
Oh, you gotta watch this piece.
That one. It's the first season. Just throw on Cry Wilderness.
Okay.
Yeah,
So many quotable things in that one. I think Kennedy even liked it, and you just never know what Kennedy's gonna like sometimes.
Yeah, that I wasn't too high on that Mystery Science Theater 3000 show on Netflix, but fucking A, Cry Wilderness is probably the greatest piece of film cinema ever.
It's about this little kid that thinks he sees Bigfoot, and he's friends with Bigfoot, and his dad is a park ranger and sends him off to boarding school because of this infatuation with Bigfoot. And find out his dad's in trouble, and the only way he finds out is Bigfoot comes to him in a dream. And what's the kid's name? Like Mark or something like that? And
I don't.
he's like, you gotta go home, save your dad.
Like just random Bigfoot looking motherfuckers like, hey, leave this boarding school in which you are in and go save your dad. And I'm just like, you know what? I'll probably watch that high right now. Like, I need
Is
a
it
good
better
laugh.
than Miami Connection or whatever that was?
No.
Oh, that one's so good too. God,
That may have been the best. What was the name of that? It was.
it's the Miami
I forgot
Connection.
what
Yeah, Miami Connection.
I forgot what the buzzkill was. What was it called? I forgot where they dub over it basically.
Yeah, it's from some of the
basic
same guys.
concept.
Yeah, no, it's Riff Tracks that did
Riff
that.
Tracks. That's what.
Yeah,
it is.
Riff Tracks
That
had
was-
the second host, and some of the guys who played the robots did Riff Tracks. Also, The Room. If you've not watched that on Riff Tracks, or even watch it by itself, The Room is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Class, have you watched The Room?
I have.
Okay.
It
I
was,
did not.
it was weird. That was just yeah.
Like
I
that
should have
movie.
watched that when the Matt told me about it, and I did it, and it took me years. It took me the Disaster Artist made me watch it, and I was just like,
So you watched that
holy
first
shit.
before you saw the movie?
yes.
Oh wow! So you were just watching this, going, "There's no way this movie is like this," and then
No. I watched it and I was like, holy shit, this movie is fucking bad. Like, I just can't wait to see it. And I watched or maybe I watched The Room first, but I just remember watching The Room going, how long are these sex scenes?
like they're not sexy at all and uncomfortable, and
Yeah, and I'm just
Very
like,
odd.
They
Very,
are.
Like-
yeah.
and I literally watched the movie and I timed it, and I was like, every 30 minutes there's a sex scene, and I'm just like, And then like, what was it? Like, I didn't even notice other shit about the movie, but it was just kind of like.
Well, I didn't know they changed the actor in mid movie.
No, that didn't bother me. Like, that didn't bug me out. But my thing was like, who told this man like, hey, this is good work? And then I watched Disaster Artist, and I'm like, I bought the book, and I got to read the book, but I'm just like sitting there like, how did he get money for this?
He had the money.
Who told him? Who believed him when he said he was 30-something years old or 27 years old?
Nobody.
Like honest to God, if I would have watched that, I think I lived with Matt in 2010. When Matt told this movie, he didn't do a good job explaining it. But had I watched it with Matt, I wouldn't finished it. I would have been like, what the
Which it's crazy that kid watched a movie. Like Matt watches no movie. He's like class
right
when it comes to movie watching. Like, have you seen Ghostbusters? No, I've never seen Ghostbusters.
No.
Okay.
Like it's just I just go fuck that movie. If you would have told me about that movie, I would have thought you were fucking with me if I never seen
it. Like that movie, I had to pause multiple times, going, "What in the actual fuck is happening?"
When did you watch it?
I watched it after L Rock talked about it a number of times, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to see what this hype for this room, because they were doing it at some of the local theaters and stuff, and I was like, there's got to be something to this thing. But probably 6 or 7 years ago, I would say, is when the first time I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it like a year ago on Plex. When
I don't know where you got that from.
Yeah. I mean, or something. Yeah. I don't know. But you guys were talking about it, and that's where I saw it. So yeah, I was like, this is complete dog shit. So
I saw a movie on Perplex last night that I'm gonna watch this weekend or next weekend. The fucking monster movie that with the fucking kids. Like he's an alien warlord. It's like Mr. P or whatever or something like that, Doc.
Which one's that?
I don't know.
It's like a monster. Like these kids find this amulet, and the monster.
Oh, you're talking about God, what's it called? It's like
he's.
Yes, I know what you're talking. Gorham.
It's like Mr. PG. Yeah, He's Mr. Monster Gorman.
Psycho Gorman, I think it is.
The Psycho. Yeah, you go.
Yeah.
I was just like, I can't wait to watch this one.
It is way over the top. Funny thing about the Psycho Gorman, like they actually released a Happy Meal that you can get with two like the old school kind of glasses that you can buy, and they're like $20 for the set. It's not bad. Yeah, Psycho Gorman. Yeah, definitely check that out. It is just way over the top kind of film. It's fun. Well, in video game news, Xbox Series X mini fridge has become a reality after Microsoft defeated Skittles in a Twitter poll. So they were saying they had a best of tweet brand bracketing, and you had to vote for which companies were doing the best. Microsoft said if they got the most likes, I think it was, that they would actually make and give away a Series X shaped cooling appliance, like a little mini fridge, because that was the big joke, is the way that the Xbox Series looks like. It looks like a big fridge. And then they were up against Skittles. Skittles had put in that if they were number one, that they would come back and release the lime flavor, because things like has anybody requested lime flavor Skittles?
No.
By itself, the green ones? I could see people doing that.
I mean, I don't.
Didn't they used to be lime and they changed it to like a sour apple?
Did they? I don't know.
They came out with sour Skittles.
Yeah, I know the sour Skittles, but I was thinking that green was like they had changed that up, and it was originally lime, and now it's sour apple. So
I mean, I never heard of that.
It was changed to green apple in 2013.
There you go. I know my Skittles, son.
So yeah, they said they were if they became they came out. Skittles actually. Let's do this. Play a quick little game. Class, what year did Skittles come out?
Skittles. Wow, I'm gonna say Skittles came out. That sounds like an '80s candy. I'm gonna say 1981.
Joshua, we have 1981. Where would you like for it to come out? When do you think it was released?
'60s.
You guys, actually, the closest one would have been Class 1979 is when Skittles was introduced to the world.
That was close.
Yep. So yeah, we've got that going on. So they want it, and then I think you could still there's you could still possibly they don't know if they're going to actually make these little mini fridges. So we'll have to wait and see. E3 is going digital this summer, but they said they'll return in person next year. Sony has said, yeah, we're still not showing up. So they're going to be having Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two Interactive, and Warner Brothers Games, with Warner Brothers coming out and saying Gotham Knights is still delayed. So it's going to be a digital-only thing to watch. Which the interesting part was E3, about 10 years ago, was they were losing their luster, I think. And they weren't getting that's why a lot of companies were then, like Sony and Nintendo, were just going and doing their own thing because they didn't feel like what they spent to do E3 was worth the notoriety that E3 usually helps with. There's talks that they're gonna be showing off also the most recent updated GTA 5 for the system. So no, it's just sorry, that was a joke because GTA 5 so yeah. But next year they're hoping to then have in-person E3. They don't feel it's safe enough right now with the COVID-19 still going on. But that's usually in Vegas, isn't it? No, they're thinking of LA.
Don't do that.
But California is lifting a lot of their requirements, I think, soon.
Yeah, but I feel like something's gonna happen, and they're gotta shut it down again.
And finally, Lil Nas X, which the biggest thing, I don't know what was the bigger thing, that he took reconditioned Nike shoes and put a drop of blood on them and said they were like satanic shoes, I think is what he was saying. Yeah, he stole the 1,000 that they had put up for pre-order. And then he had his video come out where he's giving Satan a lap dance. And so everyone's kind of freaking out. Finally, he's released a rhythm game where you twerk to the new song. It's a free browser game, and you can play it right now. I'll post the link up on the show's YouTube page. So if you feel like you would like to twerk with Lil Nas X, get on there, because you definitely can't buy the Satan shoes. Now, the Satan shoes, from what I hear, was kind of a artistic thing, showing how much blood Nike, with their little children that they make their shoes and everything else, is what it's behind. That kind of makes sense. Now they have a temporary restraining order against Lil Nas X, or MSCHF, the company that is going to be releasing the shoes.
That was.
Yeah. Would you buy any of these shoes, Joshua?
Not for $1,000? Only rich people.
I think they're $1,000. Yeah.
They were like a $3,000 sneaker. I'm like, rich people. That's only a rich person's shoe that they're gonna buy, and there was only 1,000 of them. So.
And they're fucking ugly. Like, you got that. Like, they're fucking. There's nothing. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Those. It's fucking stupid. Is Lil Nas X related to Nas?
No.
No.
I don't know shit. I've heard about this kid, and I don't know anything about him. But like, you have
Lil
a lot
Wayne's
of
brother,
Lil Wayne, Nas, and DMX. Like, and is DMX still alive? Isn't he?
Yes.
Currently, as of this taping, he is still in a vegetative state. They're going to check for if he has any kind of brain function, because if he doesn't, then he's going to be taken off life-saving support.
Wait a minute. You're saying extra shit. From what I was reading, he's in a coma. He needs to be on life support, and they're going to test to see if he's in a vegetative state.
No. They say if they don't see any brain activity, they're probably going to let the family decide.
I heard.
No, I read as of yesterday was he has low brain activity. They're supposed to do the test today, but all signs point to it's a miracle now. And I say if he comes back from this, he's coming out with the greatest rap album of all time. I'm just putting it out there. So.
They're doing the testing today. to see if
Oh, they did it already.
Well, yeah, they probably did already, but they haven't released
Probably.
any information.
So I think tomorrow we'll find out if
they said it was 30
X is gonna
minutes
give it to
that
him.
when he had the heart attack that no oxygen was going to his brain.
Oh Jesus! So he's
then he's done.
dude.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
He's done, man. That's horrible news. I got a chance to see him in concert a long time ago.
Word?
Yeah, I saw, dude. It was a Smoke and Groove store. I saw Redman, Method Man, Jay-Z, and DMX. Dude, it was
That must have been like a 4-hour concert then, right?
Dude, it was up in Indianapolis, Mark Square Arena. It was one of from what I remember, it was unbelievable. It was great. And he was amazing, man. I always loved me some X. And like anyone from the 90s that like got into hip hop at all, like early 2000s, X.
He's my favorite rapper.
Is he really?
Yeah. Like people think I like Eminem, and they're like, "Oh, Eminem's your favorite rapper." I'm like, "No, DMX."
Yeah, I like him. I think Eminem may be one of the greatest rappers of all time. But like, man, X would give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a damn shame. So he was without oxygen for 30 minutes. Yeah, man, you can't go like 3 minutes. Like
No, I
even
think
that
it's
after
6,
3 minutes,
right?
I think after 3 your brain starts. I mean, your brain
Deteriorating, but like
Yeah.
after 6, that's like fuck it, you're done.
you're probably done,
Like,
man. 30 minutes.
yeah.
That's horrible, man. That's awful news, man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it
I
is.
know. I'm gonna. He's gonna be a dick.
Oh, what? Do what?
I don't know. Just like whenever we talk about sad things, Doc is just like,
No, I like DMX, but he seemed to be going on a dark path in the last like 5-10 years, I'd say.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah.
his
Arrested for
name
crack.
literally is Dark Man X.
Yeah.
It don't get no darker than that.
That's true.
Like, didn't he get arrested
Flesh of my
for
flesh, blood
like,
of my
being completely
blood.
out of his mind at the airport or something like that?
Yeah,
Dude,
he got
that-
arrested on for crack a few times,
Yeah.
man, didn't he? Or meth?
Can I be honest with you? The amount of crimes that man has committed and got off is just fucking astounding. He pretended to be an FBI agent.
How do you
I
do
don't know
that?
about you. I don't know about you, but if I pretended to be an FBI agent, I'm going to jail for a long time.
Yeah.
He literally broke the law. Like there was a stretch where he broke the law and got arrested at least once a month.
Oh my
or
god!
every 2 weeks. And he was, and we were just like, how the fuck does this guy not stay out of? How does he stay out of going to jail?
It's a celebrity.
beyond me. And,
It's a celebrity.
dude, you know his net worth is in the negative, right?
Is it?
I don't even know how to. Negative $12 million.
Damn.
Maybe it's just like that Boondocks episode with R. Kelly. He just started
I mean-
rapping, and they're like, "Well, we got to let him go."
No, no. Whenever someone talks bad about the American judicial system, they're like, explain DMX. Explain a broke black man who is just getting out of court problems left and right. He must have had a hell of a lawyer.
I
It
guess
says
so.
right here, celebritynetworth.com, negative $1 million.
Negative.
Yeah.
Jeez.
At one point, it was like 10 million, bro.
Damn,
Wow.
I believe it, man. I believe it. Negative. I thought I was in debt, but I don't feel so bad. Godspeed, DMX. Hey, I hope you're all right, man.
Well, as we finish
Doesn't sound good.
as we finish the show up, Joshua, what'd you learn this week?
I learned that when Doc gets a nice haircut and gets himself all nice and ready to have dinner with his friend at a taco place, he is just the happiest.
We went to I Love Tacos. It was good tacos and flatas. I had a potato flatas. And they were very tasty. I've never had a flatas before, and I was very happy with it. I had a cauliflower taco, trying to eat still healthy because I'm still losing weight, and
Wow.
and then a fish taco. So very, very, very
I
good.
was gonna say, Doc, when you said Headlock Gear never sponsored the show, but I do remember handing out shirts to everyone when those got printed. That shirt fits you a little bit snugger.
Oh yeah, no, this
way
shirt's
back then.
this.
That's
You gotta think this is
looking
there's an undershirt under this, and no,
Look
this
at
shirt's
this.
baggy. Yes,
Good
So, yeah,
job, Doc. I'm
yeah,
proud of you, buddy.
I'm working on
Keep
it.
that
Yes, just keep slowly dropping the weight, and then I'll be good.
Well, Do side bends or sit-ups. Please don't lose that butt, Doc.
Well, I don't have one, so there's nothing I'm going to be losing. So. That's why I had to get
shorts.
That's what. Yes, I have a hard time. That's why I had to buy that certain belts I got that keep my pants up because I don't have an ass to keep them up. Let's see, class. What'd you learn this week?
I learned that if you pay Danhausen on Cameo, he will plug your YouTube show.
Well, that's what it's for. There. Oh, did he? Did he plug it your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Some of them be like, I won't do any.
Oh, talk about me not reading stuff. I sent a video link to both of you guys, and Joshua responded. Oh,
well, I was saving that for later when I had time to go back and actually watch it. I installed it, but I was at work. No, I never had the chance to like click on it.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I was like, I watched it and I was like, he paid $20 and this dude only did like under a minute or over a minute, like under 2 minutes. And I'm like,
oh, it was like 45 seconds.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it was 45 seconds. I'm like, yeah, that's 20 bucks. And
I could have put that. Yeah, if you break that down in like how much that is in an hour, like that's pretty fucking good money. That's like $1,200 an hour. But yeah, I mean, you could put in, and I sent one to a buddy of mine too, and his was like a minute and a half. But I put a lot more detail in my buddies because I did that just to kind of like, he didn't even really know about Danhausen until like maybe 2 weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, I got him on that. So I put a bunch of bullshit on there for him. But for mine, I was like, oh, this is a belated birthday thing. This is my YouTube channel. Would you just plug it? That was like the only thing I wanted. So like, I've heard him do longer ones, but I got what I needed. I was okay. That's
what I was saying. I was like, that dude's probably doing like fucking 50 of those a day. He used to say, okay, Danhausen says, look at Craving the Tongue. Very nice, yes. And I was just like, it's funny. I was talking to a friend today about it, and he's like, Jesus Christ, like these WWE guys that used to be indie stars are like charging like fucking $150 for cameos. I hope they don't send me one for like 45 seconds. I'm like, nah, it depends on the person. Cause like my buddy did one with Danhausen for $20 and he got like 45 seconds. My best friend's wife got him Matt Hardy and he fucking did like 4 minutes of just talking.
Just talking? Like,
he was like, young Matthew, yes. He was doing the broken gimmick, and he's like, your beautiful babies are born, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, wow, he fucked up, but that was like worth every penny, because it was like 3 minutes long.
But you're supposed to write what you want them to talk about, so you...
Exactly.
You probably didn't give enough content for more than 45 seconds.
No. What I put was just like, I just said like something about it being my birthday, which I didn't give a shit about. I'm going to edit that part out. But you guys will see it on next week's episode of Craving the Toy Hunt. But it was, I just put, all I wanted was the plug. And so, but on my buddies, it was like a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes. But I had him talk about his dog. I had him like call him a nickname. I had him talk about him losing his job and buying figures. And like, I went like, you're limited to how much you can put in, but I put a bunch of bullet points in there. Danhausen like hit them all.
It's 400 characters. You want to know how I know? Because my friend who did the Jim Cornette one was like, yeah, I had to fit in all that stuff for 400 characters. I'm like, well, you did a great fucking job, asshole. Cornette was able to get all those points in. I'll show it to you guys when I see you. Saved on my phone.
Excellent. I'd love to see it. And then I learned, let's see, what did I learn? I don't know. I learned that there's a new Kickstarter for MST3K, and I'm super excited. And I may have to
find the Warwick Davis.
What?
The Warwick Davis is 3.5.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I have to say, like, give up. Like, seriously, you had it on Netflix, and it didn't do good, and now you're doing a Kickstarter and you're expecting people to pay for this shit. Like, come on, give it a break. Like, it's just you guys.
I paid for it. I put it like, and I felt bad too because I got Jonah to sign my my MST3K pop, and the next day I read that the Netflix series had been pulled. And I was like, God damn.
Because it's just like it's one of those, like, if Rift Tracks is fucking still alive, they don't need to do a Kickstarter because Rift Tracks doesn't do that.
No, Rift Tracks does Kickstarters also. They do Kickstarters for their live shows and everything.
Okay, that's for their live shows. These people want you to do a fucking.
Well, they're trying to do a Kickstarter to create their own network, and then they're going to start doing live shows, and then putting it on the network.
Give it up.
I don't know.
Mystery Science Theater.
I don't want it to go away. I want the Satellite of Love keep working.
The only thing that was good about that show was the fucking theme song, like in the beginning. Not the one on Netflix. The one.
No, the Netflix one was so fucking long, and the original one was great.
In a not too distant future.
Well, then we'll stay with you, Joshua. How can they learn more about you?
Oh yeah, sure. If you want to see me bitch and moan about things and wrestling related stuff on the Twitter, you can follow me at Green Eyed Bebop. And if you want to see me post stories and pictures of my life and the weirdness that I see on a day-to-day basis, or making fun of Aaron Rodgers going to Jeopardy and Tom Brady winning his 7th Super Bowl, you can find me at Green Eyed Bebop on Instagram. And soon, the Joshua Reads the entire Ultimate Comics line is going to be coming. I just got to get the green screen and do some test stuff. But hopefully by the end of June or the middle of June, we can have that out. So Doc can put it at the end of this episode. So, yeah.
It'll be on another episode. Class, how can they learn more about you?
Follow Craven the Toy Hunt with a C on Instagram. And be sure to follow my YouTube channel, Craven the Toy Hunt. Hopefully you'll see a link at the end of this show. And you'll catch the previous week's episodes of Frackin' Nerds at the end of Craven the Toy Hunt. And so if trying to come out with weekly content, I do my best.
And if you're a fan of Craven and you always want a little insight to what he's going to be showing off next, always on this show, the Frackin' Nerds, just look over his shoulder. That's always a hint of what he found and may be featured on the next show. So yes,
it's always that's how that goes. That's how that goes. This is usually a little. So I drop one of those and I give you a little Easter egg at the end too, Joshua. I talk about Frackin' Nerds, and so there you have it. And so, so there you go. Is that what I forgot what the little thing is? But,
I'm surprised you didn't do any references to Keem the Dream when you were walking by the figures.
I gotta watch that episode today.
I should have, man. When I was going through the starting lineups.
Yes.
Damn. Perfect opportunity.
Missed the perfect opportunity. All right. If you want to find more information about the Frackin' Nerds, we've got our Facebook page, we've got our Instagram page, we've got our Twitter page, we've got our Discord where nobody is on yet, so nobody's talking. So join so we can figure this out. Are we anywhere else? I guess not. I don't know. Reddit? You can find me on Reddit. Yeah, I post stuff up.
Oh, shit, you got a Reddit? I
got not a Frackin' Nerds, just Doc Martin on there. So
I'll get on that because I go to Reddit for my whenever I want to see the OnlyFans of girls on Instagram. So yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Not for nothing, but those chicks, they really go hard to make sure that shit doesn't get on Reddit. Like the ones I think that are like not worried about that shit, they are the ones that are strict with that shit. It's crazy.
Really?
What do you mean?
Hey, showing look, it's a cat. Like showing their content that people are supposed to buy, like for free. Like people post it on Reddit and Reddit.
Yeah. So if you're wanting to see the free content that they want you to pay, I just think OnlyFans, stop making a DLC. Tell me what I'm going to pay for. Give me some good content, and then I'll decide if I want to do it monthly. Otherwise, nope. Well,
they have that option. Like you could just buy one thing, like like pay $7 to see certain videos or pictures.
Yeah, that's DLC though. Like, but you can't just buy that unless you subscribe to their page, right?
No, you can go to their page and like the smart ones will do like, this is my free page, and they'll have like little bits and pieces.
But if you want to buy something,
if you want to buy like a video, they'll be like, hey, buy this video. Or they'll even send you like an email, like the personal message. And like, hey baby, like what's going on? Do you want to see this video of me with my little toy thinking about you?
Thinking about you. I've always heard OnlyFans is like compared to like a strip club where when you pay, it's like your entrance fee. And then if you want additional things, you pay that little extra for stuff.
Look, I'll put it to you like this: the ones that are adamant about it, that you're going to get, like on Twitter, you see, check out my $3 fans only for like the next 24 hours. Those are the ones that are going to be like giving you shit, and then they'll tell you like, hey, buy this video for $10. But the ones that are charging you like $15, don't expect them to show you anything because they're fucking full of shit. That's what I learned.
So go for the ones that are working harder for that lower dollar.
No, like honestly, God, bro, like I can tell you my experience. The one that charged $7, fine. The one that charged like $15, I was like, what am I paying for here? Like, come on, this is ridiculous. I don't want to. Now, I guess from what I've read, she's not making as much money, so now she's doing like the X-rated shit. But I get it for free on Reddit.
Outsmarted.
Well, there you go. If you're needing some free content, go to Reddit. So that will again bring the show to a close. I want to thank Joshua all the way over in the East Coast, Chris Class on the Indiana side. I am Doc Martin saying, have a frackin' good week.